Hello. Happy Winter Solstice. Thank you for being here with me today. My name is Jen. Namaste. This practice is going to help us ground and turn more inward, bringing our awareness within ourselves on the darkest night of the year, right? The least amount of this beautiful daylight in the northern hemisphere anyway. So it's an invitation for us to slow down, to ground, to comfort ourselves, and turn inward during the darkness, which is just a lack of light or of truth. So we're going to start in a child's pose. So if you want to grab a block, some of these postures it will be helpful to have a block to just be a little bit more supported. We're going to work the root chakra. So anyway, if you want to have a block or bolster or a blanket, something you could roll up, or even a towel. All right, so we're going to start in a child's pose, coming to our hands and knees, dropping our forehead down to the mat. You're welcome to open up the knees wide or bring the knees and feet to touch, forehead coming down. You can extend your arms, walking the fingertips forward, or bring your arms by your sides with your palms facing up to the sky. Settling into your breath, tuning into your inner body. So closing down the eyes and just feel your breath. Feel the breath moving in and out, inward and outward. Big full inhale through the nose, through our noses. If you want to open up the mouth and take the cleansing, detoxifying breath out of the mouth, releasing something, letting something go, you are welcome to do that. Otherwise, move the breath in through the nose and back out through the nose. Filling your spine, lengthening through the back side of the body. Expanding in the backside of your heart and lungs. And exhale, belly draws in, emptying the breath all back out. Inhale, fill, fill, fill. Exhale, empty. Centering yourself into your body. We're going to be here for like a minute or so. So make any adjustments, any variations. Once again, if you want to open up your knees wide or bring them closer together or place your arms a different way, just feel comfortable. Maybe you want a block. You could bring a block underneath your forehead. And just keep breathing. Remember that there is nothing to fix, there's nothing to reach for, and nowhere else you need to be. You are at exactly the right place at the right time. The winter solstice marks the longest night of the year, which is a sacred pause in the great turning of the seasons. This is just something to reflect upon. So it's a time when the earth rests, when the soil holds its wisdom quietly beneath the surface, and when light begins to slow and then gently return. So from our child's pose, we're going to press our way up into a cat-cow, but take your time. Take any movements that feel natural or organic for you, any movement your body wants to take. So maybe you want to stay in your child's pose a little bit longer. Or press your way up to your hands and knees in your tabletop, where we're going to begin to move our spine, dropping the belly, gazing up, lifting our chest and heart, opening up the throat. Big full inhale, exhale, round it out like a cat. Press the mat away, move your spine around. Gently rocking your hips from side to side. You can draw a half circle shape or a full circle shape. This kitten literally just showed up on my doorstep, meowing. So she's outside and she wants to be by me. Keep doing your hip circles or your cat-cow. Inhale, exhale. We haven't named her yet. It is ironic. We're doing cat-cow and our little newly found kitty shows up. So from our cat-cow, we are going to find our way to a downward facing dog. And I promise we are going to stay very grounded in this winter solstice flow. We're just going to warm up a little bit, okay? So we're going to tuck our toes, spreading our fingers wide, index finger points forward, tuck the toes, send the hips up to the sky, send the hips up and back, gently pedaling out the feet, maybe shaking the head yes and no from side to side, loosening and lengthening out the spine, relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Inhale, exhale as you send the chest back towards the thighs. You want to find some softness here, some ease, and a gaze, a drishti. So where we rest the eyes, we can gaze at the tip of the nose. We can gaze back at our navel or any point in space to help keep that inner drishti, inner focus, inner awareness, and point of concentration and focus. So we're going to look forward, bring the shoulders forward, and gently step one foot up followed by the other in between our hands at the top of the mat. So maybe left followed by right into a forward fold. Fold yourself in half. You can bend the knees, bringing the chest to the thighs. You could hang and bind your opposite elbows or grab your ankles, bending the elbows to just fold yourself in half a little bit more. Let the crown of the head lengthen. And then we're going to root to rise. So fully planting, firmly grounded in your feet. We're slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Reverse swan diving, the arms, reach the arms up and overhead. Little mini back bend as you send the pelvis and hips forward. Bring the elbows back with the ears. Palms can face or touch. Sternum lifting up. Inhale, exhale, belly in, flat back, hands come to prayer. Connecting with that inner drishti, that inner gaze, inner focus, inner point of concentration. And we're going to reverse swan dive our arms up, reaching them up and overhead. Slight back bend, mini back bend is optional. Inhale, and then exhale, hands come back to our center line, back to prayer position in front of the heart. Keeping that inner drishti as we feel our feet firmly planted on the earth, right? So maybe notice a little bit of weight there. Really make that connection with the legs and feet. And one more time, we're going to reverse swan dive the arms. So reach them up and overhead. Inhale, slight back bend. Big full inhale. Exhale, belly in. Hands come back to prayer, back to that center line, back to the inner body. Okay, and we're going to take a wide-legged stance. So we're going to take our right foot and step it out wide, going into a goddess squat. So we're going to bring our heels in and our toes out, sinking our hips low. Okay, and then we're going to bring our elbows up with our ears, and we're going to breathe. Hands could also go to prayer. That is an option. Our hands could rest on the knees. Just do what feels best for you in your goddess squat. Rooting and anchoring through the legs and the feet, opening up our hips and our pelvis. You could take some side bends if you want to add in more movement. Otherwise, we are really focusing on the hips and the pelvis and the grounding here. If you wanted to intensify, you could find movement in the legs and feet, lifting the heels, hovering them and then lowering them back down. Otherwise, find some stillness and just breathe. Feet, once again, fully anchored on the earth, on the ground. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, belly draws in. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. Straightening the legs, coming up to standing at the top of our mat. Right foot meets left. Standing into Tadasana for just a moment. So mountain pose, we grow tall. We can release the arms by our sides. Maybe our big toes are touching or feet are hip width apart. We're going to take one rooted chair pose. So we're going to bend our knees and sink our hips low, elbows coming up with the ears, and keep the feet fully planted on the earth here. So a lot of the times I say to lift the toes up, spread the toes, do spread the toes, but then lower them down, plant them down onto the earth. Inhale, exhale. Once again, hands can always go to prayer in front of the heart center, keeping your inner focus, inner drishti, inner gaze. One more breath, inhale, exhale, forward fold. Let something go, fold yourself in half, maybe gently bend one knee and straighten the opposite leg. Continuing to feel the feet grounding down into the earth. Exhale, belly draws in. Inhale, find a tabletop back, a number 7 shape here for length. Exhale, we bend the knees, we plant the palms, and we step, hop, or float to a high plank pose. Like I said, we are warming up. Breathe a couple of breaths in your high plank or drop down to your knees and come to a child's pose. Just breathe. Engaging in our core strength helps us to feel safe and centered in our bodies, in our confidence, becoming more confident. Breathe. Exhale, lower down, all the way down to the earth, bending the elbows, or you can drop down to the knees and come all the way down to your mat. And just take rest for a moment. So maybe making a little pillow with your hands. If you want to stack your palms here, gently resting your forehead down. Or the arms could go by your sides and you could bring your forehead to a prop. Feel 7 centers in your body connecting to gravity. So 7 energy centers, 7 points of energy grounding down into the earth. Helping us to calm the nervous system. Feeling more connected to our bodies. And just keep breathing. A few more breaths here. If you prefer to come up to a little bit more of a back bend while still grounding the pelvis down, you could come up here to your forearms planted shoulder width apart out in front of you, shoulder over above the elbow, and extend the spine. Imagine your pelvis, you're anchoring down through the pelvis through your root chakra. Sacral and solar plexus, bringing awareness to the other chakras, our heart, our throat, the crown of our head. And we're going to press our way up onto our hands and knees, okay? Back to tabletop. Maybe you want to take a round of cat-cow. Inhale, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding it out like a cat. Just one more time. Move your spine around. Maybe take those hip circles. You can make as big or as small of a circle as you would like. And then we're going to go into our yogi squat. So I'm going to face you, but all we're going to do is plant our feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. So it looks like this. And this time heels in and toes out is okay. Elbows go gently inside of the knees, lengthening up through our center line. So sink your sitting bones low or grab a block and you can place your sitting bones on a block. But open up the feet as wide as they will go. And just breathe, lengthen through your center line. Feel the feet fully grounded down, resting on the earth. Feeling supported, strong and supported. Breathe. Continue to inhale and exhale softly, gently through the nostrils. Keeping that inner drishti, inner gaze, or point of focus and concentration. Couple more breaths. Grounding down, softening in the hips. Feel the gentle release. Lengthen along your back, through the spine. Find some space between the shoulder blades and length along the backside of the neck, softening the face, releasing the jaw, any tension or tightness in the body. Try to soften around the intensity and the edges. Soften around the edges. Inhale and exhale, and then we are going to slowly, gently come up to standing. Heel toe the feet closer together, hip width apart, and just shake the legs out. Release the arms, coming back up to Tadasana mountain pose. Maybe moving the block out of the way if you have a block. And from our mountain pose, we're going to go to tree pose. So we're going to start, you can start on the right or left side, it doesn't matter either way, but planting one foot firmly down on the mat, on the ground. Doesn't matter if you're inside or outside, but just still imagine the earth really close to you. Right side grounds down. Left foot is going to plant inside of that right inner thigh, bringing the heel as close to the pelvis as possible. Opening the knee out to the left. So open up the hips, keep the hip bones nice and squared. So the hip bones are pointed forward. And reach the arms up. In your tree, or bring your hands to prayer. You could gently sway your tree, challenging your balance today, your stability, and your centering. So hands, once again, they can go wherever they want to be, up or down, doesn't matter in prayer. Just keep breathing and anchoring through the right side, right leg and foot. And then we're going to simply switch sides. So release lower, maybe shake it out. Opposite foot inside the opposite thigh. I'm on the left side, so right foot goes inside that left inner thigh, bringing the knee out to the right. Opening up the pelvis. Reach the arms up. Balancing postures are good for quieting the mind. Just focusing on the balance, the stillness. Sternum can lift up slightly. Breathing. Inhaling and exhaling back through the nostrils. Same amount of breaths on each side. And when you're ready, release and shake it out. Coming up to Tadasana, standing at the top of our mat. And we're going to take one vinyasa, we call it, or just resetting of the spine. So we're going to reverse swan dive our arms, reach them up and overhead, sternum lifting, elbows going back. Exhale, forward folding, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, flat back, tabletop back. Number 7 shape, extending the spine, lengthen through the crown of the head and your tailbone behind you. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step, hop, or float, high plank pose. Optional flow. You can immediately come down to your child's pose or go to down dog, or take your high plank and hover in a low plank or drop it all the way down to the earth. Inhale for an upward facing dog or a cobra pose this time. So lifting the whole torso up, extending the spine. The legs can rest or they can engage in lift in a full upward facing. Being mindful of the 7 chakras spiraling through the body. Inhale, exhale. You can go hands and knees tabletop or back to downward facing dog, perhaps a child's pose, sending the hips back to the heels and forehead resting down on the earth, on the mat, or on a block. And then we're going to come back up to our hands and knees. All right, and then we're going to cross the feet behind us and straighten the legs out in front of us. Coming to a seated forward fold. So grounding through our sitting bones. Make some space for them, some room. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Sternum lifting up. Inhale, exhale, hinge and forward fold. Fold yourself in half. Once again, letting something go, anything that is not serving you today, that is not serving you in the darkest night of the year. Inviting in only light and love to serve us well. Inhale, peek forward, lengthen, exhale. Bend the elbows, hinge and fold, hinging forward from the hips. Forehead might rest down on the knees or the shins, or you could bring a block here or any prop, a blanket, resting the forehead down. Breathing space into the backside of the body. Perhaps your mantra or meditation here is I trust and release. Emptying out all doubt on your exhale as the belly draws in. Inhale, fill, expand. Exhale, empty, release. We're going to come all the way up. And we're going to plant our feet out in front of us, hip width apart, and come all the way down into our backs as we hug the knees into the chest, gently rocking from side to side. Feeling your body, feeling your low back resting on the earth. And relaxing the neck and shoulders. So really try to release and scan the body of any tension or tightness. And allow that to be dissipated into the earth, to be neutralized, to turn into nourishment. We're going to go to a bridge pose. So we're going to plant our feet out in front of us, approximately hip width apart. So knee over the ankle is what we're going for. Fingertips can reach towards the heels. And we're going to press our way up into our grounded feet and legs to lift our hips and pelvis up towards the sky. So feet are only hip width apart, and make sure if you need, knee over the ankle is what we're going for. You could bring a block underneath the low back here to be supported in your bridge, or stacking up a couple blocks. Just depends on where you're at in your bridge practice. Or the hands could come to the hips to support the hips, lifting them up a little bit higher, creating an elbow stand. Draw the knees in towards the center line, towards each other, as you really press fully anchored through the feet and legs. And just keep breathing. Inhale and exhale, and then we're just going to slowly, gently lower down one vertebrae at a time. And then we're going to heel toe our feet apart a little bit wider than hip width towards the outer edges of the mat. And we're just going to windshield wiper our knees, gently dropping them from side to side. Maybe gazing from side to side. Nice and easy, nice and slow. And we're just going to simply straighten our legs up to the sky. And if you have a wall nearby, please just bring your legs up the wall. Scoot your tailbone as close to the wall as possible. Kind of scoot up and then straighten your legs up the wall here for waterfall pose. Or just straighten your legs up to the sky and you can support the low back, lifting the sitting bones off the ground onto a block. You don't need a block. Just simply straighten the legs up to the sky or bring your legs up the wall. Breathing here. Finding stillness, finding ease, finding softness, stability, strength, courage, wisdom, growth. Honoring what is within, what is inside of us. As the winter solstice invites us inward. So honoring that, acknowledging that, receiving it, connecting with it, connecting to it, to ourselves a little bit more fully, more deeply, not apologizing, to become and be our authentic self. Everything is happening in perfect timing. Be here for as long as you would like. Make this your own slow flow yin practice, presence practice. That's what I want to call it, helping us to become more present with a little bit more inward focus, inner gaze, focusing on the light and love that resides within us. So you could stay here, you could drop your knees down, opening up your knees and feet a little bit wider again, and allow your knees to drop together, helping the spine to reset. So feet just plant wider than hip width apart. You can stay here, you can stay with your legs up the wall, but we're gonna come up here with me. We're gonna go to fire log pose. So we're just gonna open up our hips a little bit more. So we're gonna stack our shins out in front of us. So one foot goes behind the knee, but we're just simply stacking our shins. We're gonna do each side. So it doesn't matter which shin is on top. And we're gonna inhale, reach our arms up, sternum lifting. Exhale, hinging and forward folding. So bring your forearms down to your mat or to a block or prop and just fold your chest forward. Bring the chest down towards the earth. Send your sitting bones back. Soften in your face. And just begin to release and soften into what is your own. What is yours? What is your truth? And honoring it. Not apologizing. No apologies accepted. Perhaps you stack your palms or bring your forehead all the way down to the mat or block. Just keep breathing. Nice and steady, smooth, steady breaths. The eyes can be closed or open. Just find the gaze, the inner gaze. Pressing our way up into one palm, then the other palm, and then we're just going to simply switch sides. So if you want to shake your legs out, hi kitty cat. So opposite shin goes on top. Might be a little bit different on each side. Grounding through the sitting bones. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Sternum lifting. Inhale, exhale, forward folding. Same thing on the other side. So the hands can come down to the forehead, mat or block. Maybe the stacked palms, or just stay on your forearms. Breathing. Centering, grounding, releasing. And just being. Being who you truly are. Finding this quiet stillness inside of us. We will slowly press our way up into one palm and then the other palm, and we're going to once again straighten our legs out and shake them out a little bit. Do maybe just kind of pressing the back side of the knees down to the mat, up and down, or just shake the legs out. We're going to find some windshield wiper movement just one more time. So planting the hands down on the mat, fingertips can point behind you or they can come forward, whatever feels best for you and your wrists, your hands and wrists. We're just going to plant the feet out in front of us, wider than hip width apart, big toes point forward, and just gently drop the knees from side to side. Windshield wipering out those knees. And eventually coming all the way down onto our backs, onto our mat, hugging the knees into the chest one more time. Finding stillness here or gently rocking from side to side. We're going to finish in a supine spinal twist. So we're going to find cactus arms or bring your arms to a T. And we're going to just plant the feet down on your mat and then lift the hips up slightly to drop down your right hip bone. Dropping the knees over to the right, helping to keep the spine in the same line, in alignment, and gaze over to the left. Continuing to breathe into your being, into your body, heart centering, accepting, knowing, receiving, softening around the edges, letting something go that is not serving you here today, right now, in this moment of accepting what is, what truly is, what resides within us every single day. And gently finding your twist on the opposite side. So plant those feet out in front of you, hip width apart. Lift the hips up slightly, dropping that left hip bone down and knees fall over to the left as we gaze to the right. staying here. Some might prefer to find eagle legs, is so your right knee would cross on top of the left, kind of draping it over. Any comfortable movement or position with the legs is fine. From here, I invite you to any movement of choice, maybe a happy baby or Supta Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together and allowing the knees to splay open in this diamond shape. One hand to the heart, one hand to the stomach. Maybe you take rest here. Or finding corpse pose, bringing the right foot to the right corner of the mat, left foot to the left corner, and the arms are out by our sides with our palms facing up to the sky. Our final resting pose, Shavasana or corpse pose. Any variation is fine. Just find your favorite pose here to take rest in for a good minute or so. Maybe 3 to 5 minutes, as long as you would like to be here. Finding this stillness, this ease within the inner body. Eyes are closed now. Letting the breath go and just allow the body to naturally breathe on its own. Becoming the witness of our breath. A witness of the body and the mind, the soul, our spirit. The pelvis is anchoring and grounding down to the earth. Feeling heavy and connected. Setting your own personal intention for this winter solstice, for moving into the new year, for this winter perhaps. I invite you to move deeper into your soul. If you prefer a side-facing Shavasana, you're welcome to modify this, falling over to one side like you're lying in bed, in your stillness, in your ease, in your quiet solitude of rest and comfort. Faith, hope, and joy. May faith, hope, and joy be with us this holiday season. Thank you so much for practicing here with me today. The light and love in me humbly honors and bows to the light and love in each and every single one of you. Namaste.